Alright gang, welcome back to our playthrough under Erlengrat. You joined me, it's now actively March. Rain is in the forecast today, so we've got to get some things done before that rain comes so we're not sliding around again like we were in the last episode with all the snow, right? We got to get this field fertilized the second time, which I'm already actively doing. It will not take us long to do this one. We'll be done pretty quickly. After that, we actually don't have a whole lot to do. We are going to probably create another field. Now, this next field we're going to create is likely going to be the biggest field we have. It's going to be a truly massive field. I don't think, maybe I could change my mind, but I don't think I will be splitting it up. I think I'll make it just one big massive field, and I really haven't decided what I want to put in there yet. So, we'll have to think about that as well. Try to strategically plan that as much as we can. But how's everybody doing today? Hopefully you're doing well. Real quick, this is not really specifically about farming, but I want to bring it up anyway, just real quick. My other channel, I'm trying to get that going again. I think I've talked about that before, but I recently just released my first ever Z review. I did a review of a game, a very quick review. If you're interested in things that are not Farming Simulator, shooters, racing games, etc., zombie games, maybe go give my other channel a check. It's linked down below in the description. The Zorch Entertainment one, Zorch. It's just called Zorch. Give it a follow. Give it a like if that's something you're interested in. I'd appreciate it. And then give me any comments, feedback, all that stuff, because it's the first one I've ever done, and trying something new out on that channel to try to get some more viewers, things like that. So I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers there. I've got about 820, I think, at the time of this recording. So trying to get there. We're pretty close, but yeah, if that's something you're interested in, I'd appreciate it. All right, back to farming. So let's put this away. Obviously, I cleaned up all those boxes of fertilizer, as you can see. They are all in the actual fertilizer spreader now. We need to jump into a tractor. I think I'm going to use the case. And we're going to hook up to the cultivator here. Now, I do know for a fact that this is not exactly the case that you were looking for, but that's okay. Regardless, we've got this one now. It's still a pretty nice case, and it's working well for us. So we're gonna go with it. So the decision has to be made. We've talked about this, right? I don't really know how I'm going to do it. We've got this field here, all right? This is a pretty massive field, this one that we're going to make, right? If we don't cut that in half, that's pretty huge. Might be the biggest one. Might not be, actually. I don't know, but it's going to be close if it's not. Then we've got these weird little, I don't know, legs, fingers, whatever you want to call them here, that are sticking up. I still don't know what I'm going to do with those. It's at a very severe, steep incline. So it's not really good for a whole lot, honestly. I can't really put any kind of like placeables on it. It'll make all kinds of a mess. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with that section there yet. I don't know. I could just expand it out, right? But I don't know, man. I just don't. Yeah, I don't know. I think this is about the closest I'm going to go for now, and then maybe we'll change our mind or make a decision later, but having these rocks here kind of puts us in a little bit of a pickle, because if those rocks weren't there, we certainly could do a little bit of a better job there, but yeah, well, we'll just have to do what we can. It's a bit of an awkward shaped field. Now, I don't know if we're actually going to be able to get this field drilled today in the episode or not. It may not get done because this is truly a massive, massive field. And this is going to take a while. We're only going 8 miles per hour here, so this is going to take a while just to even cultivate this field up. It's going to take a while. So, I don't know. I don't know how far we'll get. It might be a situation where we literally only do the cultivating today, and then we drill in the next episode, which I guess isn't really, I guess it's fine, right? So this series, you know that already if you've been watching it up to this point, but if you're new and stumbled across it, the way it works is we're able to modify the rules a little bit where we can skip months. We don't have to go from month to month. We can jump 3-4 months if we want to, if we got nothing to do. That is fully allowed in this series. This series pretty much doesn't have a whole lot of rules, really, with the exception of every time we move to a new campaign map, we take all the money with us, minus fees for, you know, the new land we buy and equipment or whatever else we get in that new plot. Otherwise, everything that we made on this map, we take to the next map, and we carry that along as we move on, right? So, don't want to go too far down here. It looks like our end is right around in here, so I'm going to cut it here and hope for the best. So, you know, having said that, it's not a big, you know, concern to me if we get this drilled in the next episode and we don't have anything to do for 3 months, because we can just skip till we have something to do. Now, having said that, I don't think that'll be the case. I think the soybeans are going to be ready probably next month, if not next month, the following month. So if we do the cultivating this month and the drilling the next month, then we certainly will have something to do month to month here for a little while, right? I guess it just depends. Depends on how long this takes and where we decide to go. I'm going to turn now. I might be too far out, actually. But we're just trying to kind of stay with this outline here on the map. If you look at the little mini-map in the left-hand corner, you can kind of see very slightly kind of an outline. And I'm trying to kind of follow that as best I can here, because I believe that's the land that we actually fully owned. Or own, rather, not owned. So a couple other things to note. I did this video. I'm doing this video back to back with the 200 horsepower challenge, which you would have saw yesterday if you watched it. And so I don't have any further details or anything in regard to the 200 horsepower challenge, but just a note that it is coming to a close soon. I believe this week. At the time that you're watching these recordings, I should have further information in regard to the new challenge from Crustu and Rusty. So we will see what that entails, and we'll be jumping to that as soon as that becomes available to us. I'm excited. It's not that I want to end the 200 horsepower challenge, because I do love it, but it's time. You know what I mean? We've been doing that. We're at, well, now we're over 50 episodes. Which initially, that's what I said I wanted to get to, and then it got to a point where we were so large, and without, you know, changing the rules a little bit like we did to allow us to do multiple episodes per month, we were never going to get to 50 episodes. We got too large, and with only having 200 horsepower equipment, it was too slow. So we were never going to get to 50 episodes anyway if we didn't make that modification. So now we do have a few things in that series that I've mentioned, that I will mention again here, that I want to complete before we end the series. And what that means is, if we get to a point where we're going to end the series and we have yet to harvest the grapes and or the sugar beets, we will cheat a little bit, I guess. It's not really cheating, but cheat a little bit, I guess, and skip some months just to make sure we can harvest that. I said before, and we're going to stick on that path, that I'm not going to just go through ending that series by selling everything. I'm going to keep it, make it look like it's still a working farm, so everything else we can just kind of ignore. If it needs to be harvested or whatever, we can kind of ignore that and literally just focus on the sugar beets and the grapes, since we have yet to harvest those. And that's something new we put in. That's kind of my plan. That's kind of my goal. But I'm also going to, you know, spruce up the farm a little bit, add some more fences, and just clean it up, make it look a little bit more like a realistic farm So when we leave it, you could look at it and say, yeah, I could see that being a realistic farm in real life. Something like that, if that makes any sense. It's not the best for us to do that while we're actively working it, but when we're not working it, we can put fences as close really as we want. It's not that big of a deal. In real life, you could potentially have that. Now, in Ohio, I will admit to you, a lot of farms in Ohio do not have that many fences. They really don't. They have some fences on the entranceway, which I kind of already did that. Well, we already have one entranceway fence, but there are a few other areas of fences that I want to do as well. Somewhere, up near our new house that we put, and a couple other areas and locations I think that would make sense as far as fencing goes. But that's all you're getting. That's the only other spoiler you're getting. Anything else that I decide to do, if anything else I decide to do, you're not gonna see that until the last episode. So, but I would suspect, honestly, that we'll do probably, because I'll probably record the next 200 horsepower challenge episode probably Sunday of this weekend. As you know, I'm doing this Friday night. So I probably will do all of this week, and if they release all the full details for us on the actual challenge this week, we'll start it, the next week or whatever, right? That's kind of where I'm at least. Because I mentioned in the last episode, I'm going to mention again here, I like to have 5 episodes, unless I'm going on, a vacation or a work trip, something like that, where I need to do more. But I like to have 5 episodes loaded up, ready to go, in case something does happen with work, because you guys know I'm always on call, right? So in case something does drastically happen at work, or other issues, emergency issues, whatever it may be, occur, I at least have some done and ready to go for you, and it'll give me a little bit of time in case I need to take a step away for a couple of days. At least that's kind of the goal I shoot for, right? So that way I'm not too far ahead in case something does occur, something happens, where we want to change the series or modify the series and move to something else. I'm not too far away from that, but I also have a little bit of buffer for myself. So I did a lot of talking there, gang. I think we're over 12 minutes in now. Let me get a little bit of a time lapse going here. Let's get this field done. It's going to take a while. I probably will put a worker... Ooh, no, I won't. No, I won't. No, I won't. I can't do a worker on this one. Ignore me. Ignore me completely. I was going to say I'd probably put a worker on doing a little bit, then I'll go up real quick, grab the John Deere and the drill and bring it down here, but that's not going to work. So I will have to finish this in a time lapse, and then we'll have to go pick up the drill and bring it down here. Trying to kind of slightly square this off a little bit here. Make it look a little bit more like a realistic... what you would realistically do in real life. So let me get this done, gang, and we'll see where we're at as far as time goes. pretty much done here, gang. I'm going to finish this up, and then I'm going to run up and figure out what I want to put in this field. I really don't have a full decision yet on what I want. I thought about it while I was sitting here doing this time lapse, but I don't know yet. I still don't know. So let me go get whatever drill I decide to do, and I'll be back down here with you, and we'll at least get drilling here. I think we're going to put more cotton in, gang. We really haven't done a whole lot of cotton. We've started it out a little bit. More specifically on the Broke to Billionaire challenge, we have one cotton field. We have another cotton field we put in over here, out there in the distance. I think we're going to do another thing of cotton. I think it'll be worth it since it is so expensive for the cotton harvester. Now, we could lease it or rent it. And we still might. But let's do some more cotton. We really haven't done that a whole lot on my channel. And I think it just it's time. It makes sense to start doing a whole lot of more cotton in the field instead of utilizing sheep, right? Most of the time we just utilize sheep. Let's do some more cotton work. That way it'll certainly, especially if we decide to buy the harvester outright, which we probably will if we still have this amount of money or anywhere near it. We'll buy the case one, the cheaper one. And if that's the case, then, you know, we'll at least be able to do some different cotton stuff with this one. Now, I don't know if we'll just sell the cotton outright or if we'll actually put it into production or not. I really don't know that yet. It probably would honestly be just selling it outright. Sorry, getting hit the microphone there. It's probably just be selling it outright, honestly. Just because I don't think we'll have the time really in this series. Well, we might. I guess it depends on when the first cotton field, the one over there, is ready to harvest. I guess that makes that. I mean, that is where the question comes in. Because if we were going to do a production, we would utilize the one from there for sure. But I'm not sure if there would be enough time to get through the whole cotton. What do you call it? Like a bale? I guess it's like a bale, right? Square bale, square cotton bale that shoots out of the harvester. I don't know what you call it. But I don't think we'd have enough time to get through a whole bale of that in a production. Maybe we would. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe if you utilize Grandma's house, because that mod production seems to go pretty quickly, but the rest of them are painstakingly slow. So perhaps that one. But, you know, again, I've mentioned it before. I'll mention it again. I don't love utilizing the same exact mods in the same series. Now, it will potentially go away here in the 200 horsepower series when that finishes, but I feel like I might utilize Grandma's house again on another series pretty soon. More specifically, probably the Ohio Richlands series, because that cotton should be getting close to being ready. And that series is going to be going for a while, and I want to get some money going in. And while cotton does make a good amount of money, if you put it into clothes, you make a ton of money. So, and we've got to try to get that series done before FS22 comes out. Now, I need to spend some time here on this field like I did the other fields and spend some money trying to smooth it out a little bit, make it a little bit better. I don't know if you saw it there, but the tractor was bouncing when it was going around that corner because of the hills. So it may not have drilled that perfectly, but, you know, it is what it is, I guess. We'll see what happens. I really love this map. I've said it so many times, but I do. I just love the mountains. Big mountain guy in real life. Love it. So obviously we're down here near some of the fields that you could buy. Some standard set fields that come out of this map. We did not take that approach with this series, clearly. We're going a completely different approach of let's take massive hills that are a little bit unrealistic and put crops on them. So we'll have to see how it goes. It's probably going to be miserable when the harvesting starts to come for some of this stuff, but we'll get through it. Let me put this on a worker for a second. While that happens, let me see if I can smooth this out a little bit. I just saw this side from that angle, and I was like, "Ooh, this is the side where it was bouncing." You can see it. It's not the best right here. It's going to cost a lot of money, as you can see. I mean, we're spending a ton of money just trying to smooth this thing out, but I think it's worth it in the long run. Pretty smooth down here for the most part. Let's hit these other areas. Not gonna be perfect, but if we get a little bit of it flattened out here to make it a little bit easier on ourselves, I'm okay with that. Spend the money on that. This side over here is really bad. You can see the money is just pouring away over here. Alright, well, that's going to have to be good enough for now. Let's take back over for the worker here. Now, it looks like we might have to go fill up seed here again. I did have it 100%. But it's looking to me like we're going to run out of seed here, so we're going to have to probably get more. You know what would have been cool to see on this map? If they had up there in the distance, obviously you couldn't get to it, but up in the distance, just an image kind of similar to the bridge back there with the trains going across it, right? You can't get to that on the map, but just something back up there with like a ski slope, right? Some, you know, a ski lift going up to the top. That'd be pretty cool to see that, especially when it's like snow, the snow seasons. That would be cool. This field across from us actually looks pretty like a pretty nice field. That's huge, but it looks like a pretty nice flat field except for a little section of it. But a lot of it's flat. It's a pretty good field over there. I don't think we'll necessarily have the time or the money to, well, we'll have the money probably, but the time to buy another field on this series or not, but we might. You never know. How much is that field? Oh, it's huge. Oh, it's massive. We have plenty of money to buy it, but that is massive. Look how big that is. That's about the size of both of our fields now. Holy moly. Probably will not be buying that one. Now, we might buy some of these smaller ones down here near us. Like some of these small ones. We might buy those, because those aren't too expensive. Something's ready to harvest. Well, is it red beets? I don't want to do that big of a field on red beets. That would be miserable. With the harvesters that you have to utilize for that, that would not be fun, gang. You've seen the way that those harvesters are. There's nothing wrong with them, but doing a field that size, whew, that would take an eternity. I mean, I'd have to have a worker doing the whole thing, just like we're doing on the 200 horsepower challenge. Most of that, at this point, because we have so many of those fields, we've got the worker doing a lot of it. Now, we did do a little bit of the drilling in the last episode of the 200 horsepower challenge, which we hadn't done in a while, so that was nice to do, but still. So I think one more pass here, and we'll have to run up and get some more seeds. So I was going to potentially do another time lapse, but I don't think there's a point to do a time lapse at this point, gang. So we're just going to do some jump cuts here. I'll go to the end of this, come back, and then we'll jump cut as I'm got it filled back up again and back here and get the rest of this drilled in. So it looks like we're going to get it all done today. I was expecting not to get it done actually, but looks like that's going to happen. Slightly longer of an episode than what I was initially planning to do, but that's okay. Every once in a while, that's fine to do one of those. For a while back in the day, I did a lot of really long series, and I know a lot of people actually liked that. But right now, I don't have the time, unfortunately, to do the really long episodes. hopefully when the clients start to, you know, slow down a little bit, I'll have a little bit more time. Normally, this may sound crazy because most people are probably busy during this time period, but I'm actually, my job specifically, I'm less busy during the holidays. Typically because, not to go into a whole lot of detail what I do, but my clients normally have freezes during that period, so they can't ingest or accept anything as far as deliveries go. So, not to say that there isn't things that we don't send them, or things that we have to emergency send to them or anything like that, but it typically is a less strenuous time for me, which means I have a little bit more time at night to get some of these out. Yeah, let's go fill it up. All right, we're back and grooving here. I had an issue trying to get the fertilizer filled up, even though we probably didn't really need the fertilizer filled up, but since we were there, I was like, I might as well fill it up, right? We're back and going here. Get out of the way, crows. Quit eating my seeds. Alright, well, we're nearly done here, gang, and I actually don't have a whole lot else to say today, so I think I'll clean the rest of this up off camera, and we'll leave the episode there. So, hope you enjoyed it. If you did, I'd appreciate it if you hit the like button. It really helps out the channel a ton. Again, check out my other channel if you're interested in other games that are not Farming Simulator. I do a lot of different games on there, mostly Dynasty Warriors, shooters, and racing games, typically. But like I said, I'm trying a new approach. I'd love any kind of feedback on it, regardless if it's good or bad. I'd love to hear from you. And until next time, I'll catch each and every single one of you in the next episode.